Welcome back. This is day number 6. You're doing phenomenal. So let's get into some of the fundamentals. Let's talk about the game of football, or for some of you that love Britain's Got Talent. Love it or hate it, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry when it comes to entertainment. Football makes big money, and there's millions of dollars involved in Britain's Got Talent. But what is it about these things? When we talk about the fundamentals, what is the first thing you want to do if you want to play a game of football or if you want to be successful in Britain's Got Talent? Now think about it. I don't know, not everybody likes football, so we'll use Britain's Got Talent. And not everybody likes Britain's Got Talent, so we can use football. But I want you to write down what are the steps that you would go through if you wanted to be successful either in a game of football or if you wanted to be successful on the show, Britain's Got Talent. What would you do if you wanted to get something going with friends to move forward and win? Take a moment, write it down. You have 2 minutes. Time starts now. Go. Great job. Okay, here's the deal. Life is just like a game of football or winning a show like Britain's Got Talent. The question is, how well are you playing your life? Are you setting yourself up to win? Are you scoring goals? Are you getting the judges? Is Amanda enjoying what you're saying right now? So this is what we came up with when we decided what would it take to win. First of all, you got to get the ball. You have to get the ball, and because if you don't have anything to play with, nothing's going to happen. So same thing, you have to get onto the show. If you're not on the show, nothing's going to happen. The next thing is you need a team. Can you play football by yourself? No. And I'll tell you, even on the show of Britain's Got Talent, you need a team of people supporting you and assisting you, even if you're on stage by yourself. Those individuals are going to help make sure everything happens on the backside. Now, you got to set the field. Do you know just how much space you have, how far you can run from left to right, how far forward, how far back? Do you know? I'll tell you, in a game of football, you step out of bounds, you might be handing the ball over. And let's be honest, on stage, you fall off of it. Either way it goes, you need to know your boundaries. So you want to make sure you understand all of that. Now, do you know the rules? This is important. Do you know the rules to the game? If you don't know the rules to the game, you may think you're winning, and all you're doing is giving goal after goal after goal to the opposite team. Or you may say or do something that gets you banned from being on the show. You have to know the rules of the game you're playing. All of this applies to life. So now, find out where the goals are at. Do you know what's going to make Simon happy or what's going to make him angry if you want to win on the show? Or do you know that your goal is facing that direction, or is your goal facing that direction if you're on the football field? Because if you kick the ball or throw the ball the wrong way and run across the line in the wrong direction, you just gave your opponent another point, and you basically hurt yourself. So now, if you're going to chuck a bag, make sure you chuck it in the right direction. If you're going to say a flippant comment, make sure you don't say it to Simon. Be nice. But here's the deal. When you understand the goals, you understand the boundaries that you're working with, you've created a team, something happens. You score time and time and time again. Everybody remembers Paul Potts standing up on stage and singing so beautifully. What people don't realize is the team he had that helped him get there. What people don't realize is that he understood one thing. He had to play full out if he wanted to be seen by Simon, if he wanted to be heard by the audience. He knew the rule was simple: leave nothing on the field. He had to sing his heart forward. See, you want to make sure that you are doing your absolute best to win. But when you do this, make sure that you're not looking at it only from yourself. Get a coach. Have someone outside of the game watching. There are people that we've seen get on the show that never should have been on the show, or at least gone to the audition. And at some point, someone in their life should have been there to say, you're really not that good. Keep practicing. Before you step onto the field, get that person in your life. Have them let you know exactly where you're at. And then once you know how good you are and you're ready to play the game and you're ready to go after it, get the ball and start running. Move to the left, move to the right, throw it over to the partner, go. When you get that audition, dance as if nobody else is there and that everything that happens is for the audience. Be that person. Because when you have the ball and you know the boundaries, there's only one thing for you to do, and that is to run towards the goal, to get there. So, whatever you're great at, learn to be amazing at it. And play the game full out. Now make sure you start off, follow the rules, get the ball. Get the team, people who support you, who really will be there. Every comic book you read, every superhero you see, they have a small team of people. Batman has Alfred. He had Robin. Every superhero has somebody that gives them a little support somewhere. Who's on your team that supports you? Are they helping you reach your goals? If they are, keep them. If they're not, you can love them, but they may not be the person that's going to help you get there because they may be dragging you down. And I want you to soar. So make sure you surround yourself with a team that's encouraging you and pushing you to where you want to go. So now, you've got the ball. You've got the team. Now you've got to make sure you set the field. Do you know what the boundaries are? When you're in business, some people fail at business because they don't realize how much they have to pay in taxes. And so all of a sudden, 2-3 years down the road, they get hit with a bill that's this big and they can't afford it because they didn't pay a little, because they didn't know the boundaries. They didn't know the rules. So make sure you know exactly what your boundaries are. What is it that you're doing? Whatever dream you want to create, make sure you know the boundaries. And on top of the boundaries, know the rules. You want to be an architect? I applaud you. I want to see you build something greater than anything designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, and I believe you have the ability to do it. But make sure you know the rules of what it takes to create a skyscraper, how good of a foundation it has to have. Otherwise, it may be the greatest building ever seen right before it topples. Learn the rules, and then get out there and play. Now, how are the rules, the boundaries, impacting you in your life? Do you know what that happens with those things? So take a moment. Right now, you've got the form. I want you to go ahead and look at that form and start writing out everything about your goals. What kind of a ball would you need to play? Who is really on your team? What do the boundaries look like? Where exactly is the goal? What direction? And then most importantly, what do you need to do to push yourself forward and get there? All of this is important, but your goals are going to be the primary thing because without your goal, the entire game is worthless. If there's no judges, there's nobody to play to. If there's no goal, there's no place to take the ball to. So make sure you create powerful goals that are clear and easy to understand. So the question is, what's your goal? Because life is like a big game of football or getting on stage. So take a moment right now and start filling out the form. We'll wrap up here in just a minute. I'll give you 5 minutes for this one. Push and pause.